Welcome to Latin at Home. This is the Vulgate series where we practice Latin by translating a verse from Sunday's Gospel into English. Thank you so much for joining me on this 13th Sunday after Pentecost. Let's get a look at our Gospel reading. This week it is from Luke chapter 17, verses 11 to 19, and we are just looking at verse 16, which reads, Et cecidit in faciam ante pedeseus, gratias agens. Et hic erat Samaritanus. And we can break this down into two parts. Et cecidit in faciam ante pedes eius. I always like to get rid of my conjunctions first, starting with et, which is and. With cecidit, it ends in a t. And if you watch the verb introduction video, you know that we're going to insert a pronoun from that, and it's going to be he. And let's figure out what this word means. So it comes from cado cadere cecidi casum, and in English we get words like cadence as well as incident, and that is because this word means to fall. So this form is in the simple past tense, and therefore we're going to say he fell. And the rest of this clause is easily broken down into two prepositional phrases, starting with in faciem. So in meaning onto, and faciem meaning face. And remember, when we have words in the accusative or the nominative, we often have to insert an article or a possessive adjective. I think the possessive adjective works well here, so I'm going to insert his onto his face. And now ante pedeseus. Ante means before, not to be confused with anti with an I meaning against. Eius is an adjective, so let's take care of that first. That's his. And I also want to take a look at pedes as a vocabulary word. It comes from pes pedis, and in English we get words like pedestrian, and pedal, and pedestal. And that's because this word means foot. The form we have here is in the plural, so before his feet in the plural. And he fell onto his face before his feet. The second his is referring to Jesus. This is Jesus' feet. And next we have gratias agens, which is a participial phrase. If you want to learn about participles, you can watch the 12th Sunday after Pentecost video. There were a bunch of participles in there. And this phrase is giving thanks. Again, we have our et, and hic is our subject, meaning this. Erat is our verb. That's one of those forms of esse. This is in one of the past tenses. This was, and Samaritanus we also saw last week. And this is Samaritan. It's also in the nominative, so we have to insert our article, the Samaritan. Giving thanks, and this was the Samaritan. So putting it all together, and he fell onto his face before his feet, giving thanks, and this was the Samaritan. And the official translation is almost identical. The only difference is on his face as opposed to onto his face. Great job translating this week. Before you go, please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, especially if you have any questions. Thank you so much for joining me at Latin at Home, and I hope you have a very blessed 13th Sunday after Pentecost.